and welcome, dear viewers, to this brand new episode of your show, The Untold. My name is Daij Al-Hutiri, and I'm accompanied here with my colleague Hiba Al-Qahtani. How are we doing today?
We're doing great, and hopefully today's episode is going to be very interesting for our viewers.
Yep, it's going to be unique, and today we're going to be meeting with engineer Hassan Shamsaldeen, which happens to be a mechanical engineer. He have passion for the ecosystem, and he have this beautiful project that we are going to be talking about. It's very interesting, and I had this conversation with him before recording, so you are going to like it.
Yeah, hopefully even the viewers are going to enjoy watching us, especially if you are an eco-friendly person.
Yep, so stay with us.
So we're really happy to welcome you here with us in today's episode, Engineer Hassan Shamsaldeen, especially to talk more about, environmental issues, talking more about everything that it's been happening through the industry itself. So in the beginning, do tell us more about yourself, talking and starting about your background.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that I'm here today with you, and I hope this interview will be smooth, beautiful, and I will answer all your questions. First of all, about why I decided to become a mechanical engineer. In high school, I was fascinated by math. I love math, physics just a little bit, but I hate biology. So I didn't decide to enter medicine, to be a doctor, for sure. So after some search about majors, career opportunities, I decided to enter engineering. But why I chose mechanical engineering, to be honest, part of it was by chance. From my point of view, I searched for the engineering fields. From my point of view, I thought that maybe the mechanical engineering is the most related to math and physics.
Yes.
So
Something that's related to what you like.
Exactly. So I entered the department, and really I loved mechanical engineering.
Nice. That's
really
a
great.
nice coincidence. That's the total opposite of my likes. I hate math. I always count on my calculator, if that counts.
Okay.
Alright, so I read about this, and we previously, before recording, we talked about the notable achievement of yours, which is the ROV, the Sea Explorer, I would say. So can you elaborate and tell us more about it, and what does ROV mean, which is... as you mentioned.
ROV, it's a remotely operated vehicle. It's an exploring device used to explore oceans and seas for a certain depth based on the design. We chose this problem because this was a graduation project. So most of the graduation projects were based on something for the daily life.
Right.
On land.
Yes, on land, exactly. And rarely you find maybe a project for something in the sky, and the sea is more rare. Maybe about every 4 or 5 years you will find a project related to the oceans and seas. So after searching for the problems really existed nowadays, and we have to solve it, was the effect of the pollution and the global warming on the seas and oceans, because mainly the most of the communities we can see that they focus on the effect of the global warming and pollution on land, on we can see that the sky, the weather,
everything that's really related on the surface itself.
Yes,
I
exactly.
Think, I think it's, and I believe because it's more easier for
Yes.
them, to collect
Exactly.
studies, to look around, and even the tools when it comes into discussing these theses itself.
Exactly, because when we talk about the seas and oceans, the tools are complicated, they are massive, and the conditions, it's not easy to
Deal with
see.
it.
Yes, to deal
It
it
must
with.
be a
Yes.
challenging, product.
Yes, exactly.
So I'm very sure, especially when you started to choose the project during your, let's say, time within college itself, it was very frustrating and, of course, challenging at the same time because you want to succeed. You want to do a project that will let your professors do accept it, and it's something very great. But at the same time, you want to continue on doing it after, let's say, graduating, and let's say, for instance, having it more of something for you as an introduction if you'd like to continue so on. So marine life is something very beautiful, but at the same time, it's very challenging, as you just said and highlighted. So do tell us about the difficulties that faced you when it comes into the beginning of, let's say, you choosing this project, and you know that this is something heavy, this is something very deep, but you were up for it.
The most challenge we faced is that this device is electrical. So we have to
Make it
internet.
very
Yes, exactly. It's very sensitive because we will operate it under the water, which means that any droplet may come to the sensors or the electrical parts.
That's it.
It will damage the device.
Game over. Yep.
Game over, exactly. So this was one of the most challenging. We have to have to
Yes. To make
take
it sure
yes
that-
to take attention of it. Secondly, the weight of the vehicle, because the vehicle it have to be balanced under the water, because when I operate the vehicle and I want to be in a fixed place, let's say that we want to take footage or something like that to explore, I don't want to turn off the vehicle so that it will consume power. So I want it to be stable. In the water or in any fluid, there is a buoyancy force, the force that will be the opposite to the weight. So we try to make them equal in order to, whenever we want to fix the vehicle, we will stop the vehicle only. We will
Stop the engine.
Yes,
Does
exactly.
it have an engine?
Thrusters.
All right.
Thrusters with the battery. So we will turn it off, and based on that, we will be in a fixed place. So this is another, and we fixed some problems. In the first trial, the weight exceeded, the buoyancy exceeded the weight, and in the second trial, the weight exceeded the buoyancy. So it was, this is other difficulty we faced during the project.
So down deep in the ocean, as far as I know, lights almost can't reach the
Exactly.
way too deep. Let's say how many, like 100 meters.
Yes.
So you have to have lights. You have to have also, to see through the cameras and explore. Can you
Yes.
tell us about the details of this machine? Because I would, to me, I think it's similar to a submarine. So I want to know the difference. And
The submarine is designed to be more aerodynamically, like special designs to be fast in the water. For the underwater remote operated vehicles, usually they are designed to have arbitrary shapes, no matter, because they are for exploring and capturing, taking footage, taking data, and they don't need to move that fast. Maybe maximum speeds of them are about 2 meters per second. It's only we have to be stable at a fixed point. So the design of the underwater remote operated vehicles like a box. It's not designed in special shapes like the submarines.
Yes.
And it is not, there's no matter how you will put, let's say, the equipment or the parts of the ROV. You have
there's-
just to
there's
fix it.
no specific way.
No,
to
no
adjust it.
specific. You have just to fix it in a way that will deserve you the and do the mission in the best way.
So your project is this size? Size of a box, let's say?
Yes, exactly. The side of the box, the lights in the front, the
Obviously, with
compartments,
camera
the
and
equipment are within the vehicle. It's like a frame, like a frame, and the equipment like the enclosures of the battery, the sensors are fixed to this frame.
Yes, so I'm very sure so many things that happen during, of course, the beginning stage when it comes into, of course, testing the vehicle itself, trying to, let's say, show how effective it is in that matter of sense. So do tell us about these kind of, let's say, incidents, about how many tries that you managed to do until you managed to succeed within the project.
Yes. First of all, we tried the vehicle in a pool. Before the sea, because the conditions at the sea is
More difficult.
difficult than the pool, and the pool, the maximum is 2 meters, so we can take the vehicle outside if there is any
There's
problem.
a problem. Yeah.
Exactly. Uh, First of all, when we tried for the first time, the problem was the buoyancy
Yes.
was greater than the weight. So the vehicle was floating. We tried to down it, but
Yes.
it
So
was
this
floating.
is the first challenge.
The first challenge. On the second time, we tried to put some weights in order to make the vehicle more heavier to balance the weight and the buoyancy force. The second time, the weight exceeded the buoyancy, so it was going down. So it was sinking. So we tried to remove
Some of the weight.
Yes, this problem because the analysis was based on very assumptions. There was a assumption of the weight of the assumption of the materials of the vehicle, and every part of the vehicle is made of other material based on the preferability and others. So there was assumptions.
Yeah.
So based on the analysis and the results, sometimes the weight exceeded the buoyancy, sometimes the buoyancy exceeded the weight,
Yes.
until experimentally we reached the right weight of the vehicle.
Yes, and I'm very sure even the challenging thing is to make it eco-friendly. You know, yes, this is something very important. Is you want to do something to save the environment, yet again, you don't want to add anything that could harm the environment. in that
Exactly,
sense.
exactly. So we tried to use thrusters. The battery, which is lithium, tried to cover it in order to don't.
Yes.
I mean, it has to be covered. All of it,
Yes,
because-
exactly. To prevent it from the droplets and from any
Leaking
something.
could
Yeah,
happen, yeah.
yes, exactly. We didn't use anything that is may harm the environment.
The ocean.
And the grippers itself. We tried to put the grippers, but the grippers itself, we have to be very careful because, let's say we want to use it, the grippers may harm the
species.
the coral reefs,
Coral reef.
the fish under the water. So it will be a problem. So we try to make it eco-friendly as much, even with the materials. The materials used for the frame, for the capsules, all of it are
Eco-friendly.
eco-friendly materials. Exactly.
So regarding the materials, so what is the like a specific feature in the machine, the ROV, that is vital for the exploration and research, like a specific feature?
Mainly there are three. All of them are vital. The first one is the camera that will take footage and take videos and captures, and it have a live and recording, live video, and it can be recorded. So it's important because the main purpose of the ROVs are to explore. So we have to know, to visualize, to see what's happening under the water.
Sorry, I had to cut you off, but you said live. So how can you transmit something in the water, because there's no connection, right?
Because we have a tether. Because we can say that there's no connection under the water. So we have to use tethers in order to connect between the operator and the vehicle. So the tether transfer the commands between the operator and the vehicle, and we receive the commands on a computer, on software.
Nice.
To see what's happening under the water. So this is the first one. The second one, there are something that we cannot see. For example, what's happening to the water properties. So based on that, we put some sensors to take the temperature, pressure, and depth, and to know what depth we are in order to know the information.
And of course, the pressure is very important.
Exactly. To know
How can you measure what the limit of the pressure that this machine can handle?
we designed and analyzed the maximum pressure, and based on that we set the depth to be 100, mainly based on the pressure. It was the problem.
Right.
Exactly. And for the third one, which is that one, since some of sensors was expensive, some of them were not available in Kuwait. So we put a water sample mechanism in order to receive a water from any depth we want. And after that, when we return the vehicle, we can take it to the lab to make laboratory analysis for other properties such as the pH, salinity, turbidity, dissolved O2, and others.
Sweet. All right. So we have to talk more about this, but first of all, let's take this quick break, and then we will be back with engineer Hassan Shamsaldeen. All right, we are back, dear viewers, and right now I'm watching a video on the project. So go ahead and ask him questions while I'm
Wow.
enjoying this video.
So when it comes into the vehicle itself, I'm very sure that one of the main reasons is to find and research when it comes into marine life and what are the challenges that faces the underwater itself. So do tell us about the things that you, let's say, discovered during using the ROV itself and how challenging it is when it comes into marine life.
First of all, we tried in Kuwait, and one of the most discoveries that the water of Kuwait is clean, and we have marine biodiversity. I was surprised by that, but because we tried in, let's say, a clean area, and the humans usually don't go to there, so the water was clean. But there is a phenomena called coral bleaching.
Yes.
It means that when there's a pollution under the water, the coral
Starts to dry.
will be white, so they don't have color.
Right.
So based on that, it means that they are die.
Yes.
They are dead. So this is one of the phenomena that we can see by eye. So it is important to notice if there is any problems. Some of the problems we can notice by the eye. For example, the color of the water, the transparency. We can say that we can see the fish traps. Some of the fish traps are yani,
Still remaining.
is still remaining under the water, and
damaging the
yes,
Harming
damaging
and
exactly damaging the environment. So this can be identified by the vehicle.
Unfortunate.
Take a look at this. So this is how it looks like. I don't know if you can show it to
Yeah.
the camera
Oh, so
later
it's
on.
really, really unique.
Yes. So basically, yeah, maybe we will put a picture or something, but I can tell.
I like the orange color. Like, is it
No,
made
this is
like
red.
red?
Is it red, yes.
Red.
It's kind of my nails, no orange red color. So yeah, do tell us about like the specific detail about the ROV itself. Like, do you use these kind of, let's say, gestures of colors to indicate that, let's say, for instance, that it's obvious to the eye, or let's say for the creatures down there?
Okay, good. Yeah, I think yes, this is one of the reasons.
Yes, part of it is for it to be obvious, and part of it to be we like to
Yes.
to put
So it's
red
kind of
and
a taste in a
yes,
way. Yeah.
Texture.
and also, but we noticed that after we put the red, that we have to change it. So maybe we change because the
reason
red
why-
under the water
Yes.
it will change.
Yeah. Okay.
Because of the sunlight cannot reach, the colors will change under the water. Maybe you can see some videos.
Because
yes.
the reason why I ask you is because sometimes when someone creates something, you feel like it's connected to you as a child, and since
Yes.
they're entering the water, you don't want to lose it.
Yes,
Like they
exactly.
always tell when your kids are swimming, let them wear something very bright, not blue.
Yes, exactly.
So that you can see if someone, for
exactly.
instance, is drowning. So that's why I asked you about it.
Exactly.
What's the impact of this machine on the ecosystem?
First of all, it's used for monitoring and exploring. So
The abnormal events maybe under the sea, right?
yes, to specify, it will not solve the problem of pollution or global warming. Even the device itself, let's say that there is no filter, there's no recycling thing within the device. It's only used to monitor, to identify if there is any problem. It's like a report. We will take it to the communities who is concerned, the government, and they will take the action corresponded to this
To the
event.
report.
Yes, to the report in order to reduce
solve it.
to solve this problem. Exactly.
Nice.
Yes. So it's really quite interesting because you're helping here when it comes into, let's say, the community itself, and especially when it comes into the environmental community, that these kind of concerns could help them in order for them to, let's say, take the right actions in some way and somehow. So dealing with this, it could also affect the fishing industry, let's say, for instance, in that matter of sense. So do tell us about how effective it is dealing with that specifically when it comes into fishing industry.
Yes, exactly. As I said, they may be fish traps, they may be the other overfishing.
yeah.
So by exploring the sea, we can see that about maybe, let's say, not the number, but the amount of fish. Let's say, according to the ministries, we have this amount of this fish in Kuwait, this amount. So you can maybe take an idea about the amount of the fish. Is it increasing or decreasing? Is it increasing? It's okay. If it's decreasing, let's say what's the
issue.
reason? If there is, if it is an overfishing, fish traps, or maybe other like pollution or
Because
others.
it does affect, you know, the kind of harm that happens is that in a specific area, there's a kind of, let's say, number of fish. And then once of the fishing starts to happen there, it always gets, let's say, evolved into going to another
Yeah, but
place.
less and less.
Yeah, so this is very challenging.
And for the long term, I think this is very useful for the ecosystem, for the species underwater. I think this is why we need this kind of monitoring. So basically, when it comes to the Sea Explorer, and you know, it helps to monitor pollution, right? And you mentioned that you can write a report and then send it to those who can solve the problem. But this needs a team, right? So do you have your team? Do you have people who support you in this project?
I have my partners in my graduation project. They are supporting, and they want to improve the vehicle for other purposes. Some during the graduation project, some communities and ministries try to give the support to us, but because you know that now it's after the graduation and it's this interval you have to find a job and
Yes,
others.
so many challenges.
So
that
many
face
challenges.
you.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. With that, inshallah, next, يعني, after that, we will try to
To
contact,
enhance it
yes,
in the market,
exactly,
to present it to different kind of
exactly,
companies.
exactly,
Yeah.
to contact with the ministries and the communities who called us,
Associated
yes,
with us, yes.
association, exactly.
So
Exactly.
if you had the chance to actually upgrade the machine, I'll call it, what would you upgrade, and like to what extent? What would you like to change or increase? The enhancement.
Mainly, we can say that two things. Change some materials in order to be able to go for further depths.
Distance?
Yes, exactly, distance, because it was designed to go to only for 100 meters. So maybe if we want to go, because why we designed to 100 meters? Because mainly in Kuwait, the maximum depth is about 30 or 40 meters. So this is for Kuwait. But if we want to represent it to the market, we have to make it more
Even
professional. Yes, exactly. So we may change the materials, especially for the enclosures.
But for Kuwait, we don't need that, right?
No, in Kuwait, we don't need that because it was designed for the depth. And it's okay.
Yes.
But for when we say that for high depths, mainly the enclosures, because the difference in the pressure will make like the Titan submarine, the implosion, because high pressure and low pressure, it will make a disaster. So mainly we can change the materials of the enclosures, and we check for other parts, mainly because maybe other parts, they cannot handle the high pressures at high depths.
Yeah,
So we have to make analysis and design for the high depths in order to choose the appropriate materials. Second one is to put more sensors because of the time and cost limitations during the graduation project. Some sensors were expensive and not available in Kuwait, so we couldn't put it. But we can put more sensors for the salinity, turbidity, pH, in order to take live measurements. And also we have the water sample for some analysis that may cannot exist in sensors, or the data cannot be taken by sensors.
Yes. So, as a mechanical engineer, this is one of the projects that you started with by the, as you just said, the graduation itself. And of course, you're going to continue on presenting different kind of things in the future. So, this is, let's say, the baby steps for you entering the market, presenting it. So, how do you feel so far through this kind of experience? Like, do you feel that this is something, especially for the upcoming future engineers, the ones who are watching us today and would like to know all of these specific details, like, do you feel that this kind of step was something that made it for you to know more about how to reach towards, let's say, your goals, and trying to understand what's happening, the ups and downs and everything around it?
Exactly. Talking about me and my partners,
Yeah.
we are mechanical engineers, and we didn't take any subject related to marine science. So, but when you see that we made an remotely operated vehicle, it means that it is not impossible. We
Right.
have to search. We tried to contact doctors. We made an interview with doctors from marine science in Fontas.
Yes.
So it's not impossible. You have to search, ask, make interviews, learn, and you will reach your goals. And I want to say something. Don't count on motivation, count on discipline. Motivation, it's like a sinusoidal wave. It will go up and down,
down.
but you have to be consistent. You have to count on discipline and be confident. During this project, I was underestimating my capabilities.
Okay.
I was thinking that I was saying to my partners that I think I am a theoretical person. I cannot make this graduation
Yes.
project. I will make
This
something.
is what always happens
Yeah.
when you are under pressure and you feel
Exactly.
like it's so frustrating. Am I able to do it? Am I up for it? Am I in the right specialty, being a mechanical engineer? But I mean, you proved it right.
Exactly. You have to be confident. Don't underestimate your capabilities. You will be able. Sometimes you will feel depression and anxiety. It's
Yeah.
This is okay.
It's okay.
This is
But
okay.
I think there is a positive and a negative depression.
Yes.
The positive that will make you work, ask, go and come. Don't sit. But however, the negative that like a jail that
Right.
prevent you
Especially
from
it's a
doing.
graduation project. You know,
Exactly.
you want to graduate. It's
Exactly.
like everything is done, only this project. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, whatever you guys did is inspiring, actually. Now that I'm hearing this, maybe the next generation would be hearing this and thinking, okay, I should be doing something, something else, maybe something similar, something more powerful. You never know what comes in the future, because we get new technology every day, right? So you never know what they may think of and then create and invent. But now, as for now, you mentioned that you guys worked on this project, the vehicle. But have you thought of anything else in that back in that time?
I thought for other projects, I mainly was trying to solve an existing problem that was not solved by others, because I said for
Yes.
there was a very similar projects every year.
You want it to be unique.
Yes,
That's-
I want to be unique to solve a problem that it
Yes.
need to be solved, and there is no, let's say, not there is no solution, but for let's say
SME,
locally,
yeah.
it's
No
not.
one approached
yes,
it.
yeah,
Nobody
we
thought
want
about
to
it
approach
still.
it. Yes, exactly.
And plus, you don't want to be compared with someone else. You know, you
Yes.
want to be always, let's say, be the first one to have it, and then
Exactly.
somebody could continue on it.
Exactly. So when we try to search for problems that are existing, we after searching, we found that this is the problem, the effect of pollution and global warming and others on the seas and oceans, and how we can solve this problem.
Yes.
And I think because it's very difficult to work on this project, they took their chance and they made it. Oh, congrats on that.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much.
All right, do we have time? We don't have time, unfortunately, but that was fun. That was exciting. I really would like to see more videos of yours and the team. And yes, we will take this quick break, dear viewers, and then we'll be back to wrap the episode. So stay with us.
And with that, dear viewers, we reach towards the end. I'm very sure that even to our audience, especially the ones who didn't know that mechanical engineers are not only associated with cars, but you can be very, very more important and also associated with vehicles that could help the environment.
Yep, I liked how they decided to be unique and different from the others, and this is inspiring. So I hope this is, I don't know, this is a lesson for everyone who is in this field or in any other field. Try to be different, be confident, and just keep going. Well, yep, that's it. I really enjoyed this interview and this wonderful project. And the videos he showed me,
Yep,
it's
it
very
was very
interesting.
elaborating and it was
Yeah,
very great.
just like the movies, and how can they do it?
Yeah.
It's like a drone, but inside, deep in the water. So yeah, that was brilliant, beautiful, and it was fun. So we hope that you enjoyed it, dear viewers, because we did. And hopefully we get to see you again in another episode of The Untold. See you again soon.